Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Now, Dr. Disrespect isn't somebody that I really know a lot about. It's not somebody that I've followed for very long, and honestly, I wasn't really all that interested in his drama either. But it's always really funny to see how a lot of companies go out there and do like knee-jerk reactions and cut ties with people and essentially try to cancel a person over some accusations that are put out there that honestly haven't been put out into a legal courtroom. And at the end of the day, guilty until proven innocent is the way that a lot of Hollywood and a lot of the rest of these organizations try to act in the culture. But I, unlike probably like a lot of many of you out there, I still believe innocent until proven guilty. So a lot of this stuff is adjudicated in a courtroom, and a lot of that other kind of non-stuff, all we have base to go on is a bunch of statements and a bunch of rumor mill kind of nonsense. But what I do always find funny and what I do always find fascinating, and was in these companies do these knee-jerk reactions to where rumors and stuff like this get put out on the world, and then people address this kind of stuff, but no actual kind of like legal things have gone after these people when they decide to go ahead and cancel it out just because the cult, just because of the spirit of the age decides to go, yes, that's what you need to do, you need to move on. And well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like a company developer, Midnight Society, who decided to sever ties with Dr. Disrespect after a lot of this kind of crazy stuff hit the mainstream zeitgeist out there, is now laying off 50% of its employees. Half the company is gone after severing ties with Dr. Disrespect. And boys and girls, if that's not hilarious to me, I don't know what is. And that's exactly what we're going to go over here today, because we have this article over there from That Park Place. Developer Midnight Society lays off 50% of its staff less than 3 months after severing ties with Dr. Disrespect. Now, I don't know how actively involved this company he was. I don't know if he was just kind of the face of this thing to make it popular, make it going well. I don't know if he was financially funding this company in any way, shape, or form or not. But with his demonetization on YouTube and a lot of the kind of craziness and the cancel culture stuff that has gone after him over this kind of stuff that's going on, and I'm not saying the guy didn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying that at all. He's openly admitted that he's done things wrong. But it's not something that I'm really interested in, because at the end of the day, this is a business side of things. And when you cut off arguably one of the most popular streamers on the planet, i.e. Dr. Disrespect, you're going to end up having consequences for those actions. And maybe, just maybe, someday the culture of these major corporations out there will decide to not take knee-jerk reactions to the headlines that they see in the media and maybe actually wait to see what goes out and what the fans and the audience's opinions are on things. But because we know some people are so scared of being attached to any kind of controversy in any way, shape, or form, we know these knee-jerk reactions a lot of the time end up blowing up in their faces, and this might very well be one of those. So we're going to check this article from That Park Place, getting all of the juicy details and see exactly what is going on here. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and we could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below what you think of Dr. Disrespect, what his situation is, and do you think this is funny that developer Midnight Society has had lost half of its employees now because of all of this kind of things going on out there? So Dr. Disrespect is one of those guys out there that I think I am actually subscribed to his channel. I've caught a few of his live streams. I think the only one that I actually ever caught that I saw outside of clips and stuff like that for him was, I can't remember the game it was, but it's one where you got to climb all the way up to the top. And like now they've made like a version of it where you're in hell called Chained Together and all that kind of stuff. That was literally the only thing I caught. Guy was entertaining. I thought he was funny. I thought the overconfidence about how he was just going to do so well and knock things out, I thought was very entertaining. I can understand why people like to watch him. And obviously now after his little hiatus, he is indeed back to streaming games. So video game developer Midnight Society, which is developing Dead Rop, reportedly laid off nearly half of its staff less than 3 months after severing ties with streamer and personality Dr. Disrespect. Midnight Society announced it was severing ties with Dr. Disrespect at the end of June. The company wrote on X, "On Friday evening, we became aware of allegations. Allegations! That's always my problem with this. Allegations. No concrete proof, just allegations." And they immediately have a knee-jerk reaction against one of their co-founders, someone who helped put his own money up to launch this company. While, there's some headlines out in the media that are just very bad, that were very bad looking for us. So we're just going to, nope. The founder, one of the co-founders of the company, nope, we're going to cut ties because of some headlines and some allegations against Dr. Disrespect. "We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. And in order to maintain our principle and standards as a studios and individuals, we needed to act." Oh, we assumed his innocence. But we began speaking with parties involved, and in order to maintain their principles and their standards, i.e., they thought the winds were going against Dr. Disrespect and that they should probably push back against that and try to go the way they thought everybody else was going to go, i.e. the mob out there on social media trying to go after this guy and try to take him down. And we saw an organized campaign against him, a lot of this kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. At the end of the day, innocent until proven guilty. But all we have is the own things that he said that, yes, he has screwed up in the past. So, okay, cool. I'm a Christian. You screwed up. Ask for forgiveness from the Lord above and move on with your life and try to make sure you never do anything like this ever again. But of course, that doesn't work in our modern era in any way, shape, or form. And especially considering this stuff was from years ago. Years ago, ladies and gentlemen. That's just absolutely insane. So in order to maintain our principles and standards, oh yes, the principles that were, I'm sure, downloaded into you, just like the NPC that you are. As a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Dr. Disrespect immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with the dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Yes, i.e., we don't want the mob, the screaming social media mob that doesn't actually end up buying anything we produce. We don't want them coming after us on social media. That's exactly what this was. They had no actual legitimate reasons. They had no actual legitimate stuff about any of this kind of thing. It's literally nothing more than a bunch of allegations, so they had a knee-jerk reaction. So Dr. Disrespect responded to the statement right on X. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's just know there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront with. I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community as well as those close to me, my team and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studios. A lot of people have left in the dark about what happened yesterday about Midnight Society and we made the painful decision to collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented, good people that we have high career ambitions and families. I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted for. So yes, they all got together in a big group struggle session with Dr. Disrespect and said, you know what? It's probably best for you to leave. You're just going to damage the rest of the company and harm people, much like the struggle sessions they tried to push Gina Carano into with Disney Star Wars. Color us shocked there. So everyone's been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch switchers messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind the messages? The answer is absolutely not. Now, obviously, Dr. Disrespect has now come out and said that he was just trolling with this kind of stuff. As to whether or not that's true or whether or not this original statement is true, I have no idea. I really don't have any skin in the game either way. I'm not a supporter of Dr. Disrespect. I've seen a little bit of his live streams. I've seen a little bit of his content out there, but it's really not something that matters to me. This is between him, God, and his wife, right? That is who this is between. That is the dirty laundry where this needs to be handled, where it needs to be cleaned, and where it needs to be worked at. And considering how far back this was, I'm sure all of this came out with his wife back in 2017 when he got banned from Twitch over this absolute nonsense, right? Because I guarantee you there are far worse people who have done far worse things, actually, we know there are, that are still on Twitch making money hand over fist all day long. We know what kind of nonsense goes on with this. But this is where things are going now, because this is absolutely hilarious. Now, less than 3 months later, Midnight Society founder Robert Bowling announced significant layoffs to the company. He wrote, "Unfortunately, and as most of you know, we have faced multiple unexpected challenges in recent months. To adapt to these changes and secure the future of Midnight Society, Dead Drop, and our commitment to providing innovative gaming experiences, we've made the tough decisions to streamline our operations, which includes a significant workforce reduction. These measures, while difficult, are designed to strengthen our foundation and renew focus on our core missions. Despite these challenges, we remain dedicated to launching Dead Drop in 2025. What do you want to bet we get a delay announced sometime in the next couple of months after this? For unforeseen circumstances, we're going to have to delay the game to make sure that we can give you a good quality game." And then would it surprise anybody that we end up finding about this whole company end up closing its studios sometime down the line? So they'll be reviewing revised plans, yada, yada, yada. So this is where things get interesting. So ex-Joker shared the message from Bowling indicated that roughly 50% of the development team at Midnight Society were laid off. This was an unexpected and crushing to see for those of us in the community. Obviously, the studio has been through a lot due to the recent drama surrounding Doc. He says on Friday, roughly nearly 50% of the development team at Midnight Society were laid off. Unexpected and crushing. So obviously, this is one of those things. They literally point this out there and say that over half of the employees are gone. Now, is there an argument to be made that it's because of the drama surrounding Dr. Disrespect and all of the allegations that were put out there and all of the mob that went after these people? Yes, I think there's an argument to be made for that as well. But is there also an argument to be made that they decided to get weak at the knees, have most likely have a struggle session with Dr. Disrespect, and completely and totally oust him from a company that he helped found? Yes. There is still a significant portion of Dr. Disrespect's fan base that has gone nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. This guy has over millions of followers between all of his social media platforms. Whether or not the guy's a scumbag and has done things that violated his oath before God to be faithful to his wife or not is between him, God, and his wife and the rest of his family. At the end of the day, we have seen far bigger scumbags out there simply not get this kind of nonsense go against them when we found out about far worse allegations against them. And that's the funny part about this, the double standard that always comes with this kind of nonsense. And when you decide to apply double standards, when you decide to disrespect and decide to have a knee-jerk reaction with a guy whose audience is massive, well, sometimes you get exactly what you deserve. Like I said, Dr. Disrespect, believe whatever you want about him either way, whether he's a scumbag or whether you think he's a great guy who just made a few mistakes. That's completely and totally up to you. Like I said, that's between him, God, and his family. But at the end of the day, when you make knee-jerk reactions for business instead of waiting for everything to actually wash out and see how things pan out, especially with your audience and most importantly, your customers, you know, the people that actually buy your stuff, maybe it's not always the best idea to listen to that crazy mob on the internet that has been proven time and time again to not show up and not buy your stuff. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section down below. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know, do you think developer Midnight Society will end up lasting after this, or is it completely and totally over for them after they cut ties with Dr. Disrespect?